Here we go. Rock and roll. Welcome back from break, everybody. Super excited to have you guys join us in this process. So I'm going to roll through. We got just a few extra little tips for you as we're rolling through this. So look, I'm just going to go through some best practices I think that are really valuable and can cause you to have an increase in level of professionalism very quick. So number one, don't be late. Don't ever cancel. I mean, listen, if you're in a car accident, yes, I got it. But this is not the time to be canceling. Okay, be prepared. You know, even if you're running late, it is worth taking the night before, setting up your lights, doing all your tests the day before. Keep your sentences short, concise, and clear, and don't use jargon. This is probably, if I can give you one tip that you can implement today that will have the biggest impact, is in your profession. Remember that we, in whatever profession you use, we use jargon and acronyms and all of that kind of stuff. But your audience member may not be used to that same jargon or acronyms. I work a lot with the real estate world, and oh my gosh, the realtors, they absolutely love a good acronym, right? An ARV and an IRR and an ROI and an ATV and an LQL and an MLS and all these kind of stuff. Don't speak in jargon. You want to use short, simple terms and explain any acronyms to make sure there's no confusion left. A confused mind will always say no. Be a teacher. Use real life examples. It's always better to tie a story back to you or somebody that has had a result as a result of working with you. When you can highlight your customers, you guys, here's what's awesome about highlighting your customers and people that got results from you. They will also post and promote the show. It's just a little side tip there. So you always want to use your show's first name. I'm saying Bajal, B, Ray, Maria. I would always use that rather than somebody's Mr. or Mrs. or whatever. Honor your host. I really want to emphasize, first thing you do on an interview is say thank you for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. And your final thing is thanking your show host. Very important. Remember, this is about your host when the curtain goes down, right? And share about experiences that can connect you both, right? So we're going to make the show look good. We're going to lead with the most point. We're going to get to the point. Don't be afraid to say, I don't know. Once in a while, somebody will ask me on a show about being really technical. And what I learned from Maria is it's okay to say, hey, you know what? I'm not totally sure. But on our next break, what I'll do is I'll go look up the answer and I'll see if I can come back and give it to you. Very simple. And if you get stuck, you can come up with whatever you want. For me, I was just go, oh, geez, I'm having I can't think straight. Oh, hang on a second. And I'll try to do something funny. But I'll always try to rephrase that and come around that. And it's, again, one of the trainings, one of the things you learn in working with trainers and coaches on the media side is how to redirect. You ever want to see people that are really coached and trained well? Politicians. They have the ability to tell you to go to hell and make you enjoy the ride simultaneously, right? Don't let the host or anybody else put words in your mouth. If somebody gives you, if somebody says in a bio or whatever, an exaggeration or something that's untrue, you can correct them. Just don't make them wrong. But you can certainly work that into stories. We said this already. Thank your hosts and listeners. And always go leave a review for your podcast. You may not know this, but podcast ratings and viewership and listenership lives and dies by reviews. Let's pro you up. Don't wing it. Know your stuff. Right, here's the thing. You don't have to get all technical and write out notes and all that stuff if you just at your core know who you are and what you're about. And that's one of the things I really love about Maria and Ray's training is it really gets back to knowing who you are and conveying that message to the audience. Never, ever, I don't care how crazy your hosts are, and there are some crazy hosts out there, don't ever make them look bad. I could tell you the whole story on this. I was actually on a show, and one of the hosts was not aware that I worked with a brand that she started going after. And I literally had to circumvent and do a whole little thing, but it would have been really easy for me to kind of just make her wrong and go a different direction. You can't do that. You have to let them, it's their show, it's their audience. Always about developing mastery. always about developing mastery. Mastery is the sharpening of the saw or sharpening of the skill set that we always talk about. And look, you want to be asked back. You're going to come out with another book, another course, another win. You want to have such a great relationship with that podcaster so that they have you back over and over and over and over and over again. That's another inflection point that we talked about, the compound effect, is if you build a relationship with 100 podcasters and 30 to 40 of them have you back every 6 months, it decreases your workload to get booked on more shows simply because they love and adore you. You give them referrals, so on and so forth. This is really about connectivity. I start every presentation with the same phrase that connectivity is today's new currency, right? This is about building relationships. Sending out thank you gifts to your show host can be absolutely huge, right? While we were on break, I was literally getting an email from a podcaster who started using one thing I suggested, which was send a personalized coffee mug with your show name on it to each guest. And now that's what's happening. They just got their first response back from somebody they sent a mug to. So look, here's the deal. I'm going to make this super short. If you want me to send you some brownies and kind of an experience, the tool that I and Bijal use to be able to help our clients connect with podcasters on a personal basis, let me send you some brownies and let me give you that experience. All I need you to do is go to browniesonme.com. Someone will put it up in the chat. browniesonme.com. It's going to say, hey, Ryan Begley's looking to connect with you. Ryan and I work together with Bijal. So just go in and tell us your birthday, tell us where to send your brownies, and we're going to send you out some brownies on us. But you'll get an experience of that tool on how to really connect with your podcasters.